is that when skill space becomes as huge as pickleball, which will take 35 years or 20, so it'll be 2046. There'll be so much interest in skill space that like places will be like, yeah, like you come here and like you can do your skill here. Well, we're not there yet, or at the very least. And also another one would be like spaces will open up where, like in the same way that indoor skate parks are opening up. Of course, most indoor skate parks have some kind of fee, which is a whole nother angle, which is as skill space becomes grows and becomes more wide known, indoor skate parks themselves could be skill spaces. And I mean, the only thing is that the skaters like are going to have precedence all the time, so it would have to be like some sort of unique arrangement with the management of the park. But they might have a room that they're not using. It's possible. Or there might be, some kind of like, maybe they don't have a lot of skaters coming in on like a Monday. So they're like, you know what, like you guys are going to bring in like 10 skill people and you're going to pay like, whatever rate we can make for that. Yeah, let's do that. Like, and we'll move the skaters to another place, or we'll have the skaters can use the mini ramp. And we'll limit the number of skaters. I mean, that's unusual. It's probably not going to happen, but it's a possibility. The point is having like access to places of skill indoors, so that you have like this continuous options for doing the skill. The other thing, obviously, is doing it at home or doing it like sort of like domestically. The main one is like juggling balls like over your mattress so that they don't go off in all these different places, plus they don't make too much noise for the neighbors like downstairs, that kind of stuff. Or scarves are always a real good one, that make no noise, scarves will give you a workout. I will tell you that. Like if you people, I think in general, it's kind of like I just juggling scarves. Like that doesn't really seem too exciting, or people don't get into it. It doesn't really have like a high interest, at this point. But I think scarves are actually way undervalued, because you could buy some nice juggling scarves for like 3 nice juggling scarves for like $20, maybe even like, you could break that number down even to like $3. You kind of want to get the decent ones that like actually float and like have like a, they don't like kind of keep their flat, like the cheapos stay flat and they don't like spread out into like all different directions. So you kind of want like the more fluffy ones that have more airtime, rather than like the ones that are like sort of collapsed and flat. I guess you could like break them in more, but the ones that I found that are in that category, it's like they don't, even when they're broken in, they don't do what the good ones do. So you might have to experiment a little bit with getting the right scarves. But the point is that scarves are underrated, and they will give you a workout. You will sweat, you will really work it, especially like if you want to. Like if you start doing different patterns and you go for duration, if you go for even like numbers, if you try 4 scarves or 5 scarves, which I've tried, was really difficult. But it just gives you this crazy workout. Like you wouldn't think so, but really the thing about it is that you're really using your arms. Your arms are going up and down like a lot more than when you're doing balls or clubs or even rings and stuff. So you're just like moving your arms like a lot. So just like you might be surprised about scarves, and of course like they're gonna make hardly any noise as far like so. If you're in a situation where like you definitely don't want to drop balls on the ground, like get a set of scarves, and you could be skill spacing in your domicile, and that could be that's like a great way to like get that out of your system, because I've definitely found that to sort of be like part of what the skill space is about is just like getting that, whatever it is, like, getting that movement in a I mean, that's always been one thing for me, as far as like skill, like the skills themselves. Skills, what I found is that I prefer to do my like working out my physicality with something that is like sort of is using like different muscles, and has like a greater variety of movements, and that can be transitioned. And there, I mean, I also like this idea of like expressive, the expressive forms that are created just by doing different patterns, and also the way the patterns connect and transition to each other, and then also how, like, when they transition, all these things. So like, and for me it's like, even when I'm doing them on my own, I'm doing like, doing skill for myself on my own, that's like really rewarding. So you may find that that describes what you're interested in as well, and if so, then like that's something to try. But yeah, don't discount scarves. So this is Macomb, Illinois. 2 squares, a primary square and a secondary square, and it's yeah, I was surprised. And they also have that great skate park too. So I'm pleasantly surprised at the options here in Macomb, and so you never know. I don't know what the population here is, but definitely one of the smaller towns in Illinois. And but you just never know, like what a town could offer. And here's a really good example. So, and like I'm sure there's even other places that were not like probably dozens of other places around town that are not included in these videos. So, all right, well, wrapping it up, Macomb, Illinois, and until next time, get the skills, get your skills, skill it up, skill out, skill in time, skill it when you listen to a rhyme, skill in the morning, skill in the noon, skill under a crescent moon. Tonight the stars are out, and that's what it's all about.